Hey everyone, we're doing a worksheet on area of sector and length of arc. So let's start with question number 1. The diagram shows a sector of a circle, center O, radius 25 centimeter. The sector of angle is 38 degree. The sector angle is 38 degree. Calculate the length of arc AB. So we need this length. Give your answer correct to 4 significant figure. So the formula for length of arc is so the formula is length of arc is equals to theta over 360 into 2 pi r. So simply substitute the values. 38 over 360, we're doing question 1, times 2 pi 25. So let's see what we get. 38 over 360 times 2 pi times 25 gives me 16.5806. Rounded off to 4 significant figure is 16.5 it. Okay. Question 2. The diagram shows a sector of circle with radius 15. Calculate the perimeter of the sector. So for perimeter we find length of all side. This side, which is the length of arc, plus 15 plus 15. So length of arc is theta over 360 times 2 pi r and plus radius. So plus 30. So this should give us this value, rounded off to 3 significant figures. Okay. Question 3. The diagram shows the shape. Okay. So question number 3 again. The diagram shows a shape made up of 3 identical sectors of a circle, each with sector angle 65. The perimeter of the shape is 20.5. Find, calculate the radius of the circle. So this is R. Alright, so the perimeter is 20.5 and the perimeter contains 3 lengths of arcs and 2 radii. So we'll write equals to 3 times theta over 360 times 2 pi r plus 2r. So simplify this. 20.5 equals to, this becomes 65 over 360 times 2 times 3. This is giving me 13 over 12 pi r plus 2r. Now I'll add 13 over 12 pi plus 2. So I am getting 5.4033 r. Now divide it with 20.5. 3.79. Question 4. Which is, the diagram shows a sector of a circle with radius 6.2 and sector angle 217. Calculate the area of the sector. Now the formula for area of the sector is theta over 360 times pi r square. So this rounded off to 3 significant figures should give this answer. Okay, question 5. The diagram shows a sector of circle, center 0, radius 5r, the length of arc is 4r. Find the area of the sector in terms of r, giving your answer in the simplest form. So first we probably need to find r, and then we'll find the area of the sector in terms of r. Okay, so the formula for area is theta over 360 times pi r square. So pi r square, which becomes 20 theta times 25 r square pi over 360. So we still have theta in the equation, we should only have the area in terms of r and not any other variable. So now we need theta. For that we are also given some other set of information. The length of arc is 4r. So the formula for length of arc is 4r equals theta over 360 times 2 pi r. Make theta the subject. Sorry, this, yes. So r and r gets cancelled, and 4 times 360 over 10 pi becomes 4 times 360 divided by 10 is 144 over pi, right? So now instead of theta I'll write 144 over pi. So area equals 144 over pi times 360 times 25 r square pi. So now pi and pi get cancelled and the constants get multiplied. 144 times 25 divided by 360, which is 10. So area equals 10 r square, like given in the marking scheme. Question number 6. The diagram shows two sectors of circle with same center. Calculate the shaded area. Alright, so the shaded area is total area minus unshaded area. So the total area would be theta. Okay, so the total area is 45 over 360 times pi radius square, because the total radius is 5, minus unshaded area, which is 45 over 360 times pi 3 square. So this should give you the answer, this value, rounded off to 3 significant figures. Alright, question 7. The diagram shows an equilateral triangle ABC. If it's an equilateral, then this is 60, this is 60, this is 60, and all sides 60 degrees, and all sides are of the length 10 centimeter. AMN is a sector of circle with center A. M is the midpoint of AC, which means this is 5 and this is 5. So M is the midpoint of AC. Work out the area of the shaded region. So again, area is total area 60 over 360 times pi 10 square minus 60 over 360 pi 5 square. So total area minus shaded area, unshaded area. So we should get this answer. Question number 8. The diagram shows the cross section of part of a park bench. It is made from a rectangle of length 32 and width 8 and a curved section. The curved section is made from two, blah blah blah, let's ignore that. Let's get to the main part. Calculate the area of the cross section, which is the area of the shaded region, correct to the nearest centimeter square. Alright, so we basically need area of this whole shaded part. So this is a rectangle, so area for that will simply be 8 times 32 plus area of this shaded region only, which is total area minus unshaded area. So the total area is 125 over 360 times pi r square minus 125 over 360 times pi 40 square. Yes, solve this and you should get to this answer when rounded off to the nearest square meter. So it would be something like 1024.3 maybe, so that it gets rounded to 1024. Okay, question 9. The diagram shows a sand pit in a child's play area. The shape of the sand pit is a sector of circle with radius 2.25 meters and the angle 56. Calculate the area of the sand pit. So that's simply theta over 360 into pi radius square, which gives 2.47. Part B is the sand pit is filled with sand to a depth of 0.3. Calculate the volume of the sand pit. Now when it's filled with sand, it makes the shape becomes a prism. So we have a prism whose base area is the area of this sector. So the volume for the formula for volume of prism is base area times height. Base area is 2.47 meter square times height is 0.3. The depth is 0.3. So this will give you this value rounded off to 3 significant figures. Question 10. Circular cake has radius 12 and height 7. The uniform cross section of a slice of the cake is a sector with angle 22 degree. The top and the curved surface area of the slice shaded in the diagram are covered with chocolate. Calculate the area of the slice that is covered with chocolate. Alright, so we have one sector covered with chocolate, so its area is pretty simple, which is 22 over 360 times pi r square plus area of this region. Now what is this shape? This is simply a bent rectangle. It's actually a rectangle. So when you stretch it, you'll simply get a normal rectangle whose this dimension is 7 and this dimension is simply equals to length of arc, which is theta over 360, 22 over 360 into 2 pi r. So into 2 pi 12. So plus area of rectangle, which is 7 times 22 over 360 times 2 pi radius. Solve this and you will get this value. Okay. Question 11. Okay, so for the second question, question 11, the diagram shows a sector of circle with radius 6 and angle 72. The perimeter is p plus q pi. Find the value of p and q. So the perimeter will be 6 plus length of arc. So 6 plus 6 plus length of arc is 72 over 360 times 2 pi 6. So 12 plus 72 into 2 into 6, 2.4 pi. So this is equals to p plus q pi. So p is 12 and q is 12 2.4. Okay, 12 over 5 is also 2.4. Okay, question 12, which is the diagram shows a sector of a circle with radius 8. The angle of the sector is x. The perimeter of the sector is 16 plus 4 pi. Find the value of x. Alright, so the perimeter is 16 plus 14 pi and perimeter includes the two radii. So 8 plus 8 is 16 plus the length of arc. So the formula for length of arc is x theta over 360 times 2 pi r. R is 8 here. Okay, so 16 and 16 get cancelled. 14 pi equals to 2 into 8 divided by 360 gives me 2 over 45 pi times x. So pi and pi gets cancelled. 14 into 45 divided by 2 is 315. Question 12. The diagram shows a sector of circle with radius 8. I think we just did this. Okay, so question number 13. Okay, so question number 13 is AB is an arc of a circle, center 0, radius 9. The length of the arc is 6 pi. The area of the sector is k pi. Find the value of k. So we're giving the length of arc, which is 6 pi. From this we will find the theta. So theta over 360 into 2 pi 9. This will simply give us the theta. So 360 times 6 divided by 18 will be 120. So theta is 120. So now we need the area. So formula for area is theta over 360 into pi 9 square. So 120 over 360 times pi times 81, which in fact we're supposed to give the answer in terms of pi. So 120 divided by 360 times 81 is, this gives me 27 pi, and so k equals to 27. Question 14. The area of a sector is r square centimeters. R square centimeters, find the value of W. So the area is r square. So the formula for area is W theta over 360 times pi r square. So r square and r square gets cancelled. We have 1 here. 1 times 360 is 360 over pi equals to W. So 360 over pi should be the answer, which is 114.59. Sorry, it's a, yes, and rounded off answer is 115. I think I've overwritten, the answer was somewhere over here and I've overwritten the next part. It was somewhere over here, and I've overwritten question 15 on that, so we can't see the answers for question 14. So anyway, the answer for 14A is 115 when rounded off to 3 significant figures, although angles should be rounded off to 1 decimal place. So the answer should be 114.6. Yes, it should be 114.6. 114.6. Okay, and then in the next part we have to find the value of x. Okay, and we're given perimeter of the sectors. So for 14b, perimeter of the sector is 2r plus 7 pi r over 10, which is equals to this plus this plus this. So 2r plus x over 360 into 2 pi r. 2r and 2r cancel each other out, so and pi r and pi r as well. So 7 over 10 equals to 2x over 360. So 7 into 360 divided by 20 gives us 126, and that's the answer for part B. 0.0 degree, 126.0 degree. Okay, question 15. The diagram shows a sector of a circle, center O, radius 6 centimeter. The sector area is 30. The area of the shaded segment is k pi minus c, where k and c are integers. Find the value of k and find the value of c. So we have to find area of the sector, which is total area. Area of the shaded region is total area minus area of this triangle. So area of the triangle is half times 6 times 6 times sine 30. So we have to give answer in terms of k pi minus c. So don't substitute the value of pi in the calculator. 30 over 360 into 36 is 3 pi, and 0.5 times 6 times 6 times sine 30 is 9. So we get 3 pi minus 9, which is equals to k pi minus c. So k equals 3 and c equals 9. Okay. Question 16. The diagram shows a sector of a circle with radius r. Show that the area of this shaded sector is this. Okay. So for area of sector, we know the formula theta over 360 times pi r square minus area of the triangle half into r, which is r square, times sine 30. So let's simplify this. 30 over 360 is 1 by 12 pi r square minus sine 30 divided by 2 is 1 by 4 r square. So we can take 1 over 4 r square common. We're left with 1 over 3 pi minus 1. Part 2. Area of the segment is 5 centimeters square. Find the value of r. So this area is okay 5. So 5 equals to the above fraction, the above expression. So first multiply 5 and 4, we get 20, and equals to r square and this number. Let's find this out. 1 over 3 pi minus 1. 1 over 3 times pi minus 1 is 0.04719 and so on. Then we'll do r square equals to 20 over answer, and then take under root. 20 divided by answer and then under root answer, that is 20.58, which gives 20.6 as the final answer, rounded off to 3 significant figures. Question number 17. Which is OAB is a sector of a circle with center O and radius 8. So this whole length is 8 as well. Calculate the area of the shaded region in the diagram. So the area of the shaded region is simply the complete area, which will be half times 8, it's a sector, so that would be 30 over 360 into pi radius square, and then from it we subtract area of this triangle, which is half times base is OC, which we don't know, and the height is BC, which we don't know either. So first we need OC and BC. For that we'll use this triangle, right angle triangle. This is 8, this is 30. So let's call this is BC and this is OC. So let's find OC first using cos theta. So cos 30 equals OC over 8. And similarly BC will be found using sine theta. Sine 30 equals to perpendicular over hypotenuse. So OC would be 8 times sine 8 times cos 30, which is 4.33012, and this is 8 times sine 30, which is 4. So substitute 4 here and substitute 4.33012 here, and you should get this answer, 2.9. Okay, next is question 18, which is The diagram OKL is a sector of a circle, center O and radius 8. OKM is a straight line, ML is tangent to the circle, means angle OLM is 90 degrees. So I've added this information because my class hasn't done properties of circles yet. So they don't know that the tangent and radius are always perpendicular. So I've given this information to them. So this angle is 90 degree. Calculate the shaded area. So again, shaded area is area of the sector. 44 over 360 times pi 8 square minus uh, area of the, no, in fact the total area is a rectangle, not a sector. So total area is half times base times height, which is LM, minus area of the sector, which is 44 over 360 times pi r square. Now we need LM, so for that let's draw this triangle. OLM, with here it's 8. So to find LM we will, and this is 44, we will use cos theta. So cos 44 is equals to perpendicular, which is LM, over base, which is 8. So LM will be, no, we are using tan theta because tan theta uses perpendicular and base. So tan 44 L equals LM over 8. So LM equals 8 times tan 44. 7.725. So LM is 7.72. Okay. Next you have to calculate the area of the area of the shaded diagram. So simply substitute the value of LM here and you should get this answer, 6.33. Okay, question number 19, which is calculate the area of the shaded region. So that's a rectangle, the outermost region. So area of the shaded region will be area of rectangle, which is 8 times AE, which we don't have, minus area of the triangle, which is half times AE times 8 times sine 60, and plus area of the sector, which is 30 over 360 into 2 pi r. So if we need to find AE first, so to find AE, let's use this triangle. So AE is the base and 8 is the hypotenuse, so we'll use cos 60 is equals to base over hypotenuse, which gives us 8 times cos 60 . Four. Okay, so AE is 4, so simply substitute 4 here and 4 here, and we should get the answer 1.39. Oh, there's a mistake in the formula. The formula for area is theta over 360 into pi r square, not 2 pi r. So this is pi times 8 square, which once calculated completely gives 1.3884, which is the equals to this 1.39. Question 20. So I'll just do this quickly. Use cosine rule to show OA equals, so cosine rule will simply be OA equals under root 7 square plus 8 square minus 2 times 7 times 8 times cos 78. This is, this should give you this value. Okay, this is part A. Part B, calculate the angle OAC. OAC, we need this angle, so for that we will use 7 over sine 30 equals to, we have OA from the previous part 9.47 over sine 78. Solve this and you will get theta equals to 45.0 rounded off. Okay. Part C, the perimeter of the design is this. Show that COB equals to this. Okay, now we need COB and the perimeter of the whole design is given. So for part C, the perimeter is 29.5. So let's start from here. This is 7 plus we have AO from the previous part, from part 1, which is 9.47 plus this is 8 plus theta over 360 into 2 pi r. Now make theta the subject and get the value, which should come out to be 41.2. Calculate the total area of the design. For total area, we can use um, area of triangle plus area of sector. So area of the triangle is half times 8 times 7 times sine 78 plus area of the sector is theta was 41.2 over 360 times pi 7 square. So this would give you the answer. Question 21. ABCD is a rhombus with side length 10 centimeters, angle is 40. Okay. Calculate the shaded area. So let's make a line over here. And if I find half of the shaded area, I can multiply it with 2 and get the final answer, right? And to find half of the shaded area, I'll use this sector. I'll find this shaded area. This is half of the shaded area. This is 10, this is 40. So this would be total area, which is 40 over 360 times pi r square minus area of the triangle minus half times 10 times 10 times sine 40, and whatever the answer is, multiply it with 2 to get this answer. Alright. Okay, next is question 22. Okay, question 22, which is find the value of k. The total area of the shape is kx square. So kx square equals area of this sector, which, and then area of this triangle, the triangle in green, and then area of the whole the rectangle at the bottom. So we'll be applying these formulas. So formula for area of sector is 27 to 70 over 360 times pi r square, which is x square, plus area of the triangle will be half times x square times sine of this angle 360 minus 270 is 90. Okay, and then plus area of the rectangle, which is 2x times this length. Now what is this length? Let's find this length first. This is 90 here, and this is x and this is x. So we can find the hypotenuse using Pythagoras theorem, which is x square plus x square under root, which gives us under root 2x square, which is under root 2 times x. So times under root 2 times x. So what do we get? Okay, so 270 divided by 360 times pi plus 0.5 times sine 90 plus 2 times under root 2. This gives us 5.77188 x square, which is equals to k x square, where so k is equals to this. R value is a little off than the value in the calculator. Let me check and get back. Okay, I re-entered the values in the calculator and now I got the correct answer. So I probably clicked a wrong key in the calculator. Okay, so this is k. Okay, next part is part B. Find the value of x when the area is 110. So we know k. I'm doing the remaining part over here, part B. So kx square equals 5.6846 x square, and this is the area, which is actually equals to 10. So divide this answer with 10. 10 divided by answer, then take under root and we get 1.32, which is not the answer. Oh, it was 110. So k came out to be we'll divide 110 with 5.6846 and then take under root. No, we don't need to take under root. Just a second. Okay, so all we need to do is write 110 over this value 5.6846, then take its under root, and we should get this value here, 4.4. 4.4. Okay. Okay, question 23 is mostly from trigonometry and it's an easy question, so I'm just not doing it. And also you have not done part E yet, which uses the formula for similar figures. A1 over A2 is equals to L1 over L2 whole square. So we'll get to it later. Okay. Question 25, I've skipped a couple of questions because they're pretty simple. Okay, so question 25, and they're also a repetition of the questions we've been doing. Okay, so question 25, find the curved surface area of the cone. So the curved surface area is pi r l. Pi radius is 5, l is 13, the slant height, so this should give us the answer 204. I'm not sure if it's the rounded off answer or the exact, probably the rounded off answer, correct to 3 significant figures. Okay, this is part A. Part B, the cone is now cut along a slant height and it opens to make sector OAB of a circle. Calculate the angle AOB. Okay, so this side will be cut to change the cone into a sector, so this will become 13, and this side will open, this circle will open to, in fact what we can do is simply use the fact that the area of this sector will be equals to area of this cone. So let's equate the area. Area of sector is theta over 360 times 2 pi, pi r square, and r is 13 here and here. So times pi r square equals the area we found before, let's use 204. You should preferably use the unrounded of answer correct to 4 decimal place, and this should give you the value of theta 138. Okay, question number 26, which is part B, is calculate the area of the sector and show that it rounds off to this. So for part B, the area of the sector is 55 over 360 times pi r square. So whatever value you get will get rounded off to 108. Okay. Part C, which is the sector radii OA and OB in part B are joined to form a cone. So this was a sector, this length and this length is taped together and you get a cone. And obviously this length is still 15. Calculate the base radius of the cone. So we need radius of this. For that we need to know that this blue circle has come from this arc length. So these two arc lengths are equal. So what we can do is, what's the arc length here? It's 55 over 360 times 2 pi, its radius was 15, equals to, what is the length here? 2 pi r. Now 2 pi and 2 pi get cancelled. Solve this for r and you should get 2.29 rounded off. Alright, so the last question of this worksheet, I personally don't like this question at all because it's such a lengthy question with 11 marks and no subparts associated to it. So the first time I did it, I made so many intermediate mistakes in the middle and I couldn't get the right answer in the end. So it's a little frustrating to do because it does not have any subparts and you're likely to make mistakes if you're not very careful. So we need to be very, very careful with this question. So let's start question 27. Okay, so what does it say? Brad traveled from his home in New York to Chamonix. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. He left his home at 16:30, so he leaves at 16:30 and traveled by a taxi to the airport in New York. The journey took 55 minutes, so this is the first part of the journey. It took 55 minutes and had an average speed of 18 kilometer per hour. Okay, so this is the first journey. Starting time, total time and average speed is 88 kilometer per hour. Okay, so this is the first set of information given to us. Then in 2 we're told that he then traveled by plane to Geneva, departing from New York at 22:15. So he departs New York at 22:15 and the flight path can be taken as an arc of a circle with radius 2400 and sector 55.5. The local time in Geneva is 6 hours ahead of local time in New York. Okay, so next we're told that the local time in Geneva is 6 hours ahead of the New York time. So New York time plus 6 hours should give us Geneva time. This is another set of information given to us. Let me reread that. The local time in Geneva is 6 hours ahead of the local time in New York. Yes. So Brad arrives in Geneva at 11:25 the next day. So this is Geneva time probably. Okay. Next part is to complete his journey. Brad traveled by bus from Geneva to Chamonix. So next he travels by bus from Geneva to Chamonix. The journey started at 1130 and took 1 hour 6 minutes, 36 minutes. The average speed was 65 kilometer per hour. The local time in Chamonix is the same as the local time in Geneva. Okay, find the overall average speed of Brad's journey from his home in New York to Chemex. Show all your workings. So average speed is total distance over total time. So we need total distance over total time. So we need both of these for the whole journey. Find the distance from the start till the end and find the total time from the start till the end. Divide them and you should get the answer. So let's start with the total distance. So let's read the question again. He left home at 16:30 and traveled by taxi to the airport in New York. The journey took 55 minutes at an average speed of 18 kilometer per hour. So first find distance for this journey. This distance will be, distance is speed equals to distance over time. So distance is speed times time. Speed is 18 kilometer per hour and the time is 55 over 60 hours. 55 over 60. Okay, so this becomes 18 kilometer per hour times 15 no 55 over 60, which gives 16.5. So the first distance is 16.5 kilometers. So this is 16.5. Then for the next part of the journey, the flight can take a path of an arc of a circle with radius 6400. So we need this length. So this length will be theta over 360 times pi radius square. So pi 6400 square. 55.5 over 360 times pi times 6400 whole square. 55.5 over 360 times, sorry, it should be 2 pi r, big mistake, times 2 pi r. This is length of arc. So 55 over 360 times 2 times pi times 6400, which gives us 6199.40 kilometers. So plus 6199.4095 kilometers. Plus, then we're told that okay, to complete his journey, travel from Geneva, the journey starts at and then average speed is 65 kilometer per hour. So again, we need distance here. Distance is speed into time. So distance is 65 times 1 hour and how many minutes? 36 minutes. So times 1 plus 36 over 60. So 36 over 60 plus 1. So that's 1.6 hours times 65, which gives 104. Okay, so this should give us the total distance. So the sum of all these values for me is 6319.9095 is the numerator, 6319.9095 over total time. Now we need the total time of the journey. So the total time is let's mark that in purple. So first we've taken 55 minutes in the first part of the journey. Then he leaves at 22:15 and the when does he arrive? He arrives at 11:25. So let me do the working somewhere here. Think I oops. Okay, since I've done this, I can just take this space. Alright. So for the first part, he the time was 55 minutes. For the second part, the time is, he starts at 22:15 New York time, right? Let me read that again. So where is 20? Yes, 22:15. He then traveled by plane to Geneva, departing from New York at 22:15. The flight path can be taken as an arc of a circle with radius 6400 with a sector 55.5. The local time in Geneva is 6 hours ahead of the local time in New York. Brad arrives in Geneva at 11:25. So 11:25 is the time in Geneva. So what is the time in New York at that time? Subtract 6 from it. So 11 minus 6 is 5. So it's 5:25 in London, right? So uh, so next we get 7 hours 10 minutes for the second part of the journey. Let me encircle that in purple so that I remember later. Okay. Also, I've missed out another piece of information, that he left his home at 16:30 and traveled by taxi to the airport in New York. So this journey took 55 minutes and he had an average speed of this anyway. So add 6:30 and 55 to determine the time he reaches the airport. So 16:30 plus 55 will be 17, and 30 plus 55 minus 60 is 25. So this is 17:25. Then he then traveled by plane to Geneva, departing at 22:15. So there's a wait time included as well. He's arrived at the airport at this time and he departs at this time. So we have to subtract these two times, 17:25 and 22:15. So how do I do that? Let me do that and then rub it later. 22:15 over minus 17:25, right? So this becomes 21. So give 60 to 17:15, which becomes 75 minus 17:25. So this becomes 50, and 75 minus 25, and 21 minus 17 becomes 4. So 4 hours 50 minutes is also the wait time, so I'm writing it here. 4 hours 50 minutes is the airport waiting time. Okay, so next he arrives at Geneva at 11:25. So he arrives at 11:25, and then to complete his journey, Brad traveled by bus from Geneva to Chamonix. This journey started at 1300. So between 11:25 and 1300, there's some wait on the airport, probably when he's checking out or something. So what's the time difference between 1300 and 11:25? So I can write 1260 over 11:25. Subtract this, 60 minus 25 gives me 35, and 12 minus 11 gives me 1. So 1 hour 35 minutes. Let me write that down here. 1 hour 35 minutes is his wait time to catch the bus. So we need the time spent on each and every step. Okay, let's free this space again. Alright, so next is the, and took 1 hour 36 minutes. So this final journey takes 1 hour 36 minutes. So let me encircle this, 36 minutes. Okay, and here we have 1 hour 35 minutes. Okay, The average speed is 65 km. The local time in Cinemax is the same as the local time in Geneva. Find the overall average speed from Bergen from home in New York to Cinemax. Okay, so we need to now add all of these times. So let's do that here. We have 4 hours 50 minutes plus 55 minutes plus 1 hour 35 minutes plus 1 hour 36 minutes plus 7 hours 10 minutes. So let's see what do we get in hours and minutes. Okay, so this becomes 13 hours and 186 minutes. And then divide 186 with 60 and add it to 13, so we get 16.1 hours. So the total time spent on the journey is 16.1. Divide these two and you should get the average speed. 6319.9095 divided by 16.1, which is giving me 392.5. So my answer is 393. Alright, we're finally done with this worksheet. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.